back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about some Man of Tomorrow news and some things that are going to be regarding Man of Tomorrow. But before we get into that, guys, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. All right. So Man of Tomorrow is kind of going to be like a Lex Luthor and Superman film. Now James Gunn has came out and said that it's going to be a little bit more like a Lex Luthor kind of film, which I'm not really mad because like disappointed in that because like I actually thought that Lex Luthor was an interesting character in Superman. Like you want to see more of him, um, and we're going to see him probably in the war suit and Man Tomorrow because James Gunn when he announced Man of Tomorrow, we saw pictures of, or pictures of Superman and Lex Luthor in his war suit teaming up in some photos, and in some photos it was Lex Luthor and Superman kind of battling and fighting each other, and I think that's what's going to happen in Man of Tomorrow. I think at first Lex Luthor is going to be like, "Oh, I'm not going to help you," because there was a report like 5 days ago or like 4 days ago that came out saying that Brainiac has been confirmed to be the official villain of Man of Tomorrow, which my predictions were. I think one of my commenters said it'd probably be Mongol, which I could probably see why you say Mongol, but Mongol kind of doesn't really make sense in my opinion. Like Brainiac, he is he's there. He's smart. Okay, he's intelligent, and you would need some. And Superman, he's really he's the only thing that he has against Brainiac is really strength, speed, and all that. Really, everything else, he's not smarter than Brainiac. He's going to need help. And Lex Luthor, like, come on, literally, brains versus brains. And you're gonna need Lex Luthor's help for that. Like Mongol, really only Superman really needs is his strength to defeat Mongol. Um, and really he doesn't really need Lex Luthor to try to defeat Mongol. Mongol really only wants kind of, I would say, entertainment, and like what you need Lex Luthor that for, what you need his help for that. Like you don't need his help to fight against Mongol because Mongol is really only about it's all about war and battle. Um, and you don't really need Lex Luthor for that. But when it comes to Brainiac, you need somebody who has really a big brain. I would say like in the Avengers Endgame, somebody who knows how to work this kind of technology, to defeat Brainiac. Um, and that's really kind of why I actually believed that Brainiac was going to just be the main villain of Man Tomorrow. I mean, it makes sense. Like, you need Lex Luthor's help to defeat a very intelligent being. Makes sense why you need Lex Luthor, a very intelligent one of probably, well, I would say he's probably not smarter than Mr. Terrific. I don't know. But one of the most intelligent, one of the most, probably the smartest person on the planet in the DCU. Um, and you need somebody to defeat Brainiac. So I'm actually glad that Brainiac's the villain. I'm glad. Like this is not his first live action debut, but this is not his. He never really got a IMAX or a uh, really big screen type of moment. You know. So like Lobo never got that. I believe he only appeared. I don't know. I think he appeared in Small. He didn't appear in Small. I think it was Krypton. I don't know where he appeared, but he did appear in like some CW show. Um, but he never appeared, I believe, in live in like really the big screens. So I'm glad that James Gunn is actually kind of bringing out these characters that we always wanted to see on the big screen. We always wanted to see Lobo on the big screen, and now we're able to get the chance to see Brainiac. Now I don't know if this is true or Brainiac's actually going to be the villain, but that's what I'm kind of hoping because Brainiac, I mean not Brainiac, sorry, James Gunn came out and said that literally he said that Superman needs to find a way to work with Lex in order to defeat this much bigger threat. And that much bigger threat, like who else can it be? Again, you could go back to Mongol. You can even say his dark side, which I think is, I mean, it's possible. But Brainiac sounds like the one. I already said it. Like the reasons why it is very much possible that again is Brainiac. Like Why do you need Lex Luthor's help? But I always kind of speculated that was going to be Brainiac. Again, Brainiac really, it made sense in my opinion. Like, I didn't really see why Mongol was going to be the main villain, even though I would really love to see Mongol on the big screen. Um, but we know that Isabel Merced will be in the movie because I think she was one of the people who liked it, James Gunn's Man of Tomorrow announcement, or she was one of the people who I believe think she was another person who sent one of the photos of Superman Lex Luthor, or I think she just commented on the announcement. Same thing goes to Aaron Pierre, the John Stewart, aka John Stewart, who will be appearing in an anticipated 2026 show called Lanterns. So he will be the new John Stewart, um, and he will probably be being appearing in Man Tomorrow because he also liked it, or really I believe commented on the Man of Tomorrow announcement. So, and then I believe we have other actors like I don't really know who else. Like all I know is like I believe Isabella Merced, Guy Gardner's Green Lantern. Maybe I believe that Guy Gardner could also return. I believe Mr. Terrific could also return. Um, and we know that Lex Luthor, Nicholas Hoult, David Cornswet, Rachel Brosnahan, aka Lois Lane, will return in the movie. Um, and the actor who actually played the Doctor Fate in Black Adam, which is a movie that I actually kind of liked it. I thought it was actually a pretty good movie. Um, who is has kind of confirmed that Doctor Fate will be in Man Tomorrow. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how he knows this, but the only possible reason how or explanation to how he knows this is that he's probably going to be playing Doctor Fate in Man Tomorrow, which I think is fine. I think they should stick to it. They should. I believe he's a good Doctor Fate, and I think he did good in Black Adam. I thought he was a decent Doctor Fate. Um, so I'm glad they're keeping him around. Um, but they're gonna have to do like Peacemaker style to where it's like, oh, explain how all of a sudden he's in this universe. But with Doctor Fate, I think it's really easy to explain. I don't know, maybe he traveled from the future. I think it's probably possible for Doctor Fate, um, even though he can actually see the future. So I don't know. I don't know, but I don't know really how he knows this. The only explanation that I believe how he knows this is that um, he's going to continue the role as Doctor Fate, which I'm actually excited about. But one thing is going to be like, okay, how are you in the DCU if you were in the DCEU, which doesn't make which is going to be like Peacemaker where you have to explain everything. But I don't know. I don't know how he really knows this. I don't know how he knows that Doctor Fate will be in Man Tomorrow, but this now that announcement itself really excited me. I love Doctor Fate. I think he's an interesting character, and I'm excited that all these heroes because people kept are like we're are all of a sudden complaining that oh man this is a Superman movie. Why are there so many characters? Well, this is actually not a Superman movie. Literally, James Gunn came out and said that this will be both a Lex Luthor and a Superman movie. So he even said that this wasn't a Superman 2, even though it will be a part of the Superman saga. I wish this was Superman 2, but I, it's fine. Um, but this is not a Superman movie. This is a Lex Luthor and a Superman team up movie. And it's like it's kind of like a Justice League movie since like all these characters are kind of appearing. I believe this is setting up Man Tomorrow is setting up Justice League. Um, Now we know that Peacemaker. Uh, when everybody was talking about with the final episode and like Planet Salvation, like people kept talking about, I believe, um, how Peacemaker, I believe Rick Flag, put Peacemaker on like a different planet called Planet Salvation, where for now on they're just going to try to put, I believe, now I don't know, but like I believe Rick Flag is going to put villains or maybe just all metahumans. Maybe he'll put villains like in the comics. Um, I'm going to say he's going to put villains because really the only reason why he put Peacemaker there, from what I heard, is because, well, therefore he killed his son. So he wants revenge. So I see. So I guess that Planet Salvation will hold villains or may hold just all humans in general. Um, but I'm just gonna guess right now. It's just Planet Salvation holds DC villains. And James Gunn came out and said he made it very clearly that Peacemaker season 2 will lead into Man of Tomorrow. So Planet Salvation will be a key element in Man of Tomorrow, which is I'm actually interested to see more Planet Salvation. I wonder if we'll see John Cena, aka Peacemaker, um, in the movie. Now we know that Rick Flag will be in the movie in Man Tomorrow, so that also makes sense because he was the one that kind of, I guess, created the idea of like Planet Salvation. So it makes sense why he's going to be Man Tomorrow. And yeah, I'm actually, this is very exciting to see, you know, to see more Planet Salvation. Now in the comics, it was actually Dark Side actually rules Planet Salvation. But James Gunn says that he's not expiring that. He's not really basing the whole Dark Side ruling Planet Salvation. He's not basing off of that. So that leads that leads the question: who rules Planet Salvation? Is Planet Salvation its own planet, or is there a different character that rules over Planet Salvation? And that character could very possibly be Brainiac. I mean, Brainiac, he's going to be the main villain. It kind of makes sense, but Brainiac is more of a collector. So I kind of don't understand how he can be more of like, oh man, you know, him creating an entire planet, him ruling the entire planet. That's really, you don't really see Brainiac kind of doing that in the comics and all that. He really is more like a collector who collects worlds and all that. So it's I will admit, like, I don't know if Brainiac will be the ruler of Planet Salvation, but he may be tied into Planet Salvation. So that's again, Planet Salvation is very interesting. I really want to see more of it. Um, and Man Tomorrow is stacked. It has so many characters involved in it. Doctor Fate might show up, and there, actually forgot to talk about this. There is a new, not a rumor, is actually James Gunn came out and said that they are looking into finding a mid to 20s female actor who is, I guess, very tall, and people are speculating that, oh, it's Wonder Woman. Now, Wonder Woman, it says mid to 8 20s, mid 20s. I mean, and that kind of doesn't really add up to me. It feels like they'll try to hire somebody who's in their mid 30s, like mid 20s. Like, I mean, I guess you can hire somebody in their mid 20s, um, but I don't know. I thought they'll like hire probably somebody who's in their mid 30s, around how old David Cornsweet is, because David Cornsweet, who plays Superman, is 32 years old. So you'll expect that. Oh man, this will, she'll probably be around the same age, even though in the movies and the comics she's not the same age as Superman, because she is very old. It really explained that in Wonder Woman, and even Wonder Woman 2 and all those other movies. Um, so I really don't know. I don't really don't think it is Wonder Woman, because it says mid 20s, and you expect them to hire somebody who's around David Cornsweet's age, because this is an established universe. So that means Wonder Woman has already exist. She's already around. She's already around in the world. She probably hasn't announced herself as Wonder Woman, but she's around. Uh, Probably still in uh, Themyscira, her home island. Um, but I don't really know how they're really gonna do it. I don't know if they're gonna actually decide to choose a younger actor for Wonder Woman. Uh, but in the movie, she's older than you think. Um, but I don't know. I don't know who this can be. It could be a lot of. It could be a lot of different characters from the DC comics. Um, but I don't really know who else can it be. I mean, I have my speculations to like who can it be, but Wonder Woman, it could be. There's a possible chance that it could be Wonder Woman, but it could be any other character. from the DC Comics. But I will be excited to see Wonder Woman. But the problem is that it's gonna be like BVS. Like BVS, it put Batman in there. He didn't even have his movie yet. It put Wonder Woman in. It just put Batman in there. Wonder Woman, she did have her movie. It put Batman uh in there, and he didn't even have his own movie yet. So hopefully they don't recreate that with Wonder Woman because she hasn't even had her movie yet. Even though they are making it right now and they're fast tracking it, even though we haven't really had that many news about it. But Wonder Woman is being made. But the problem is that she hasn't even had her own movie yet. But you could just say, oh, how about we do it like what we did with Superman with Supergirl, where we make her as like a cameo Superman, like a 1 minute cameo, and then it gets people excited, and people are now hyped for the movie because they want to see more of this character. They're interested. So I think that's what they'll try to do with Wonder Woman. Again, it might not even be Wonder Woman, it might be a different character, but hopefully they don't do the same thing like BVS because I think that's the problem I kind of had with it is that it just introduced Batman and like it just I really didn't understand this character. Like Batman was a character in BVS where he was like I I don't understand it. Like when they announced the film, everybody was excited. I was excited, but I was like, when the movie came out, it felt like there was no character development with Batman, and I think it would even got more people hyped if they first did a Batman movie where people go to be like, oh man, we saw Batman. Let's just say Brave and the Bold for now. We saw Batman Brave and the Bold. It was a great movie. I can't wait to see Batman and Superman, in the same movie, World's Finest. Because they did the same thing with Deadpool Wolverine. And you know how many people, a lot of people were hyped to see Hugh Jackman back in a Deadpool film. But it just, BVS, people were excited, but they just didn't really know really this type of Batman and how he'll be. Sure, our first look at and Ben Affleck's Batman was just oh my gosh, it was great, but we still didn't understand this Batman. We didn't know how he was gonna be, so people really wasn't really that much hype to see this type of Batman because they didn't really kind of know Batman because he didn't have his own movie, so people weren't really that excited to see. Oh man, Batman, this type of Batman teaming up with this type of Superman. Even though, again, I know people were very hyped to see Batman versus Superman. People were very hyped. It's literally Batman and Superman movie, but you didn't understand this type of Batman. You don't know how he works and all that. So, I mean, hopefully, they do Wonder Woman right in Man of Tomorrow. Even I don't know if she's gonna be in it. I mean, I kind of hope she is because I want to see Wonder Woman back on the big screen. Because she's an important character to the DC universe. And she hasn't been, I would say, given justice in a while. I would say given respect because her last movie was trash. The movie before that was great. But I think Wonder Woman. I think they could do good. I think they could do a lot of things with Wonder Woman in DCU. But I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be Wonder Woman. I don't know who it's gonna be. But it sounds like they're putting a lot of characters in Man Tomorrow. And that's getting me hype. It sounds like they're gonna need all the help they need to defeat Brainiac, and this is very exciting. I'm very excited to see Superman, Lex Luthor in the war suit. Very excited to see that. I'm excited to see all these characters kind of unite together. Um, I think this film will be better than Superman. Hopefully, it makes more money than Superman, but I think it will be better. It sounds way more. It sounds, I would say, interesting. It's set to, I believe, begin a production around in April 2026. So it's set to start production there, which I believe is a good time. Uh, and around that's also where around the Batman will begin filming. It'll be coming out on IMAX, which is very exciting. Even though Superman was in IMAX, Man Tomorrow is very excited to see both like two one of the two big superhero, two big superheroes going in the big screen on IMAX. You know, Batman and Superman, one of the most popular superheroes in the world, going on IMAX on the same year, going on the big screen the same year is very exciting to see these characters given the respect that they deserve. But this makes me very excited. Man, tomorrow I'm very excited for. I'm very excited for the future of the DCU. I'm excited to see these 2026 films, especially um, you know, Lanterns, my most anticipated. Can't wait to see Aaron Pierre and Kyle Chandler. Uh, Supergirl and Clayface, very excited for. And yeah, I'm really excited for this. And I do not, and some people actually also believe that Batman will show up in Man Tomorrow, which I just don't believe. I don't see how Batman has any connection to Man Tomorrow, but we'll just have to see. But yeah, guys, that's really the end of the video. I just wanted to make this video just to talk about my thoughts on Man Tomorrow, how it's going. This film I'm very excited for. But let me know in the comments below. Are y'all excited for this movie? What do y'all think? Do you think that there are too many characters in Man Tomorrow? Or are y'all very excited to see more of Superman and Lex Luthor and all these other characters? And guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you for the 46 subscribers. We are 4 more away from 50. I would very much appreciate y'all for subscribing and continuing this. Thank y'all for supporting me and all that. And guys, I will see you guys later with the next video. And see you guys later.